Welcome back to the Hill Sunday here on NewsNation. Joining us now, Congressman Stephen Horsford of Nevada, Democrat, Armed Services Committee member, and the chairman of the Congressional Black Caucus. Congressman, thank you for making time for us today. We appreciate it. Now, we heard your colleague, Congressman Waltz, taking a very hard line in support of Israel's impending move on Rafah. What do you say to that? How do you see the situation?
Well, first, thank you for having me on, and happy Mother's Day to all the mothers, including my mother, for her love and sacrifice. And to your question, look, I am very clear on this issue. Israel has the right to defend itself. It matters how it goes about doing that. After months of inaction by House Republicans, Leader Jeffries and the Democrats were able to provide the necessary votes for a comprehensive foreign aid package that included support to our partners in Taiwan, in Israel, and in Ukraine, as well as humanitarian aid to Gaza. That is congressionally authorized funding. And if the administration determines that there's information or evidence that those weapons or those resources should not be dispersed, then they need to come back to Congress to show that information. And that's why we've called as Democrats on this issue for a classified briefing with the administration so that we can get the information that's necessary. But this is something that we need to continue to support Israel and its effort to eliminate Hamas.
Okay, I want to put the same question to you that I did to Congressman Waltz, which is basically that, you've urged the administration to support Israel in eliminating Hamas. So let's say that goal could be achieved. What fills the vacuum in this shattered, chaotic place? What prevents this from becoming the next breeding ground for terrorists?
Well, and let's be clear, Hamas is really a proxy for Hezbollah and Iran, and that is why we need to have a comprehensive approach and why Israel needs to have a comprehensive plan going forward. That is what we have called for in a number of our congressional hearings and briefings on this issue. And let's also be very clear. This started with Hamas attacking Israel on October 7th. Again, Israel has the right to defend itself. How it goes about doing that matters. In my view, Prime Minister Netanyahu needs to have a more clear path forward on how it plans to defeat Hamas, and that is incumbent upon him and the aid that otherwise would be provided by the United States.
Okay, turning now to domestic issues. You joined several of your Democratic colleagues in a letter to President Biden urging him to sort of drop the hammer on the border and take serious measures by executive action. So what's the reception that you've gotten in the administration to the letter? What are you hearing?
Well, first, let me talk about the dire situation and why I believe we need both congressional action as well as executive action now. First is we have a fentanyl crisis that is affecting all walks of life of people here in Nevada and, in fact, all across the country. This is an illegal drug that does not discriminate. 95% of the fentanyl that has been seized at the southern border. Now, the good thing is it's been seized. And I've been to the border, I've spoken to border agents, and what they've told us is they need more staff, they need more technology and resources. That can only come from Congress. Congress needs to pass a border funding bill in order to provide that. There was a deal to do that in the Senate. It was Donald Trump who told Speaker Johnson to not take up that deal. And because of that, there has been inaction. So while Democrats are ready to work, including President Biden on this issue, the Republicans have walked away. And so what our letter simply calls for is for the president to pursue all necessary executive action that he is authorized to do in order to protect American safety, particularly around the issue of fentanyl and the dangerous effects that is having in our communities all across this country.
Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.